Yeah, I guess so. Good to see well, Usher, y'all missing, Josh. Why you didn't tell me he wasn't here? He could have alerted me, couldn't he, y'all? And you sat on the front. But you know what happened though? Michael pointed you out. That wasn't, I wouldn't. He do. All right, y'all ready? Red eye. We do always rise and come on. Hold on. I'm about to blast off out this room. Some people were saying that I'm going to punch them in their stomach later. All right, we do always rise and give honor to the Most High, y'all, his son, Yeshua, the true Messiah. Always to all of y'all divine preachers in every place, preaching, teaching, living y'all's divine word. Always to beloved ministers that labor in this part of y'all. I'm not ashamed to call brethren. Kaddish, greeting to them in their respective places. Always to those that are watching by way of live internet, to the dispersed, to the scattered, to the Jews first, and also to the Gentile. Kaddish, greetings to them in their respective places. As we often say, last, never least, to the way of Yah synagogue. Bless you. Proper honor to you all in your respective places. Once again, from TV, internet, radio, wherever our voice can be heard, wherever we can be seen. Before we came on, had nothing come on. When we go out, absolutely ain't nothing else coming on. If they're not teaching Kaddish, living a clean, sanctified life, the people ain't in nothing and they hadn't heard nothing. What would it? This is an attempt
to
collect the debt. Whatever you hypocrite, false pretend, backbite, mumbling, grumble against will be used in that collection of a debt. These messages are always being recorded for quality assurance. They make sure no side deals get cut with nobody. But everybody got to come in, brother Red, straight, narrow path. At the third chapter, well, I make it Romans chapter 1 about verse 16. Other brother, you get me Acts of the Apostles chapter 3 at verse 26. Other brother, get me the third chapter of the book of Romans at verse 1. That ought to keep them working. Matter of fact, when you get me that Romans 1:14, listen to the book.
I am debtor both to the Greeks and to the barbarians.
Yeah.
Both to the wise and to the unwise.
So?
As much as in me is.
I
am ready to preach the gospel to you that are at Rome also.
For I am not
ashamed of the gospel of Christ.
For it is
the power of God unto salvation to everyone that believeth.
To the who?
Jew first, and also to the Greek.
Pick me up at verse 6 of that same book. Let's see what it says. Romans 1:6. Listen.
Among whom are ye also the called of Jesus Christ?
Yeah.
To all that be in Rome.
Yeah.
Beloved of God, called to be saints.
Called to be saints.
Grace to you and peace from God our Father.
Yeah.
And the Lord Jesus Christ.
Come on.
First, I thank my God through Jesus Christ for you all.
What?
That your faith is spoken of throughout the whole world.
Come on.
For God is my witness.
That what?
Whom I serve with my spirit.
Come
the
on.
gospel of his son.
Yeah.
That without ceasing I make mention of you always in my prayer.
Come on.
Making quest, if by any means now, at length, I might have prosperous journey by the will of God to come unto you.
And do what?
For I long to see you, that I may impart unto you some spiritual gift.
So who gonna get it first? Got to be the Jews. That's why on the day of Pentecost, who you think he poured down on first? Got to be the Jews. So when Paul started letting us know about who he was a debtor to, when he was going to come and speak to them that was in Rome, he would let them know clearly now. When he was going to come and he wanted to impart some spiritual gift, it's got to be to the Jew first. Then it's going to go to the Gentiles. It's important that we know that. Isn't that right?
Amen. Right.
Pick me up at Acts of the Apostle 3:26. Other brother, give me Acts of the Apostle chapter 2. I know I called chapter 3. Hold that for me. I want to know what we're working for. In a sense, you got to look at a Jew has to be a racist. You got to be a racist. According to the 3rd chapter of the book of Romans, Paul was a racist. Y'all do know what a racist is by definition. That's right. One that believes. They'll tell you somebody that don't like other people, you're an idiot. That's not what that is. There's a difference between prejudice and racist. We're not prejudiced. Isn't that right? We racist. We don't believe it's another race more superior than a Jew. Listen to the book.
Unto you first, God, having raised up his son Jesus,
Sent him to do what?
to bless you,
In doing what?
turning away every one of you from his iniquities.
Which makes sense for us. In the 10th chapter of the book of Matthew, when the Lord Jesus sent the apostle, he told them to go, don't even go in the inner city of Samaria. Go only to the lost sheep of the house of who? Israel. That's right, Israel. If you're going to go, then you know right there that even God will raise him to come being a Jew. Isn't that right? When Paul talked about there's no Jew between the Jew and the Gentile, no different, because the same God is rich upon all them that do what? Call upon him. God ain't rich to every one of them the same and exact. Now, not if they don't convert to being a Jew. That wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense to believe that God give the same care and same benefit to a son of man that he give to a saint. That would be spiritually retarded. It said the same Lord is rich unto all of them that call upon him. That's a difference. When a man or a woman converts and obey and believe according to the righteousness of faith, then God grant them the same like precious gift that he give a Jew. Right. Isn't that right? Right? But they're going to call upon him by the same rules and the same dynamics what's set up for us. That's you can't come in the other way. Right. The same way they've been designated and set up for us, every other man, every other woman got to come in the same way. Sir.
Amen.
Isn't that right?
That's right.
Pick me up at the 3rd chapter of the book of Romans at verse 1. Other brother, you hold me Romans chapter 2. Amen. Wonderful Savior.
Amen.
Romans 3 and 1. Other one got me Romans 2 and 1. Listen to the book.
What advantage then hath the Jew? Or what profit is there of circumcision?
Come on. Actually, you want to know when you say, by definition, about their advantage is what? Superiority position. Somebody say you took an advantage. Well, that's one reason why they're supposed to incarcerate an adult to have sex with a child. They say you took what? Advantage. You had superiority of position, age, strength, maturity, time. So therefore they call it advantage. So when you look at us, we have an advantage. Paul want to know, he posed the question to him, and people that might want to know, well, I don't get it. I mean, what's the difference, or what good is it being a Jew over anybody else? Chiefly what?
Much every way.
In every way. Why?
Chiefly because that unto them were committed the oracles of God.
He said that's the main reason why. So you explain to me how any other nation can be saved if they don't come in by the same way. They got to come in by the door. There's no other way in the world, a man or woman. You might look at people and count them through your job through a course of a day or a week or whatever it might be. And they might put out some good lines and look like God working for them too. They have some good conversation. Said, Lord, I go to church this Sunday. What I'm going to do for my God? And that be the key part. That be the key part right there showing you what the problem is. Yep. Let me tell you something. A lot of things don't work in our favor in this life, but that's to be expected. Yeah. That's to be expected. One thing we know that does work is God's way. Right. Ain't that right? According to our book, ask for God, brother. His way is perfect. That's why we here. Ain't that right? That's why we do it the way of y'all. His way is perfect. So we consider there's no way in the world any other nation, any other people, any other person can be saved except they come in the same way. Amen. Now we got the library oracles. How can anybody be saved except they get it from us? Yep. They got to take the very same thing that we took, or taking, should I say. Ain't that right? But now we got to look at a lot of times what happened with our people, why a lot of us wind up lacking, or there's a scarcity of our people obtaining the Spirit simply because you don't do it according to the righteousness of faith. There's a difference. When you consider the law, there's a difference when you person just follow along and just go and just do versus somebody that do it off activation of belief. That's a difference. A lot of times you got people in here, you'll do what you're told to do, but you don't actually have faith in what you're doing. You just do it. Yeah, some people tell you, for me, I don't really have to understand. You just tell me and I'll just do it, and you worth the deal. Let's see what he told me in Romans, the 2nd chapter. This is Romans chapter 2 at verse 1. Listen to the book.
Therefore, thou art inexcusable, O man.
Whoso what?
Ever thou art that judgest.
Listen.
For wherein thou judgest another,
what happens, son?
Thou condemnest thyself.
He said, you condemn yourself. Listen.
For thou that judgest doest the same thing.
For thou that judgest doeth the same thing. Come on.
But we are sure that the judgment of God is according to truth.
Against who?
Them which commit such things.
What things could he have been talking about?
And thinkest thou this, O man, that judgest them which do such things, and doest the same, that thou shalt escape the judgment of God?
Pick me up at Romans 1. Let me hear about verse 27. Romans 1 and about 27. Listen to the book.
And likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman,
did what?
burn in their lust one toward another,
Come on.
men with men working that which is unseemly,
Listen.
and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error which was meet.
Y'all hear that? Which was appropriate. God said you're going to receive in your error a recompense, what's meet. That's why he told you, vengeance in mine, said the Lord, I'll repay. You don't know what a person deserves for what they do. God know what they deserve. He said, what you getting for your error, he said, that's appropriate. Listen.
And even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge.
So you look at it even with us. That's kind of similar to us. So meaning you had it, but yet you turned away from it. He said they didn't want to retain it. Who are we going to liken that unto? What people? What person? Who? The sons of who? Exactly who I was thinking about. That's real good. Exactly right. The sons of Eli. Their father told them, there's no good thing I hear to report of what you do. But the book said they wouldn't hearken to their father, lest they knew what was going to happen. So now we find and look at what happened right here with these same people. They knew. Look at what he said 1 about 17. Romans 1:17. Listen to the book. That's real sharp, Beasley. Listen.
For therein is the righteousness of God revealed.
From what?
Faith to faith.
From faith to faith. Nothing changed. Listen.
As it is written,
yeah,
the just shall live by faith.
That's what we look at. The righteousness of God is revealed from faith to faith. If you look at the people that God delivered, that God saved, that God fought for, it were people that believed in God.
Amen.
There were people that were destroyed that kept these same laws and rituals that we keep. Y'all don't be stupid. Just showing up here for service ain't enough to save you. You got to have the belief in God. That's what a lot of people lack. See, when he tell you something, he's saying herein is the righteousness of God being revealed from faith to faith, showing you through generation to generation of people that believe. Abraham is recorded as the who? Father, begotter. So when we start with Abraham and we follow on down here lineage, we can see how it's revealed. The righteousness of God, how he dealt for those and fought for those that believed. Listen.
For the wrath of God is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men.
Listen, for the wrath of God is revealed from where?
From heaven.
Yes.
Against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men.
Come on.
Who hold the truth in unrighteousness.
Who hold the truth in unrighteousness. Listen.
Because that which may be known of God,
what happened?
Is manifest in them.
They know. And God recompense them for the knowledge.
Yeah.
God gonna recompense a lot of y'all as well.
Yeah.
I tell time is not a fact. Don't y'all say it and be stupid and think if I keep coming on the Sabbath, I keep showing up for the festival days, I keep up the rest of the other rituals that you're gonna escape. You gotta have confidence in God. That confidence in God keep you from doing a lot of things. Yeah.
Amen.
There's a lot of things people like to pick and play and choose to see what to get around. When you got confidence and believe in God, you don't do it. That's that foolish that Balaam them did. Ain't that right? He knew what to do, but the Bible says he loved the wages of unrighteousness. That's the only reason he did it. And what was it? What's the wages of sin? That's what Balaam liked. That's how God look at it. When you are continuing. Once we hear the law, what the law prescribed for, we look at these as barriers. We talk about it being a restricted way. Ain't that right? So when we look at the word restricts us in certain places. That's why God blind our eyes from certain things. To keep you from going a certain place or a certain way. Ain't that right? We restricted, folks. That's what the word come do. It might be in our health. God might get us down. It might be in our finances because God knows if you get up, if your strength is up, you're gonna wind up sinning or trespassing. The word come in, but we understand how God operates for us, unlike the sinner man. The sinner man will just go and take everything and lay it to God that is always against something wrong instead of looking at everything God do is right.
Amen.
There's a purpose bigger than what we see or even can understand. Listen.
For God hath shewed it unto them.
Y'all hear that? God done shewed it unto them. Even wicked people, God sent men of God to go and speak to them to tell them about their ways.
Amen.
Ain't that right? God has spoken. God has showed it to them. Surely God don't do nothing except be revealed his servant the prophets. There have been people been told, God let these people know before the thing even come to pass to happen to them. People ain't going out here and not totally uninformed of what's going to happen to them. People just choose not to know it. There's a lot of people that watch it, listen. I'm not going to listen to it. I'm not going to hear this stuff and cut it off because they're going to go and do their own thing. But the wrath of God going to be revealed from heaven in them.
Yeah.
Because they hold the truth in God and unrighteousness. When y'all say him, that's what you better consider. You could be keeping the Sabbath, but yet you holding unrighteousness. You'll be keeping the festive day, and yet you be holding unrighteousness. Now the wrath of God going to be revealed on you. Come on down and give me about verse 5. Listen.
Verse 5?
Romans chapter 2 and verse 5.
Man.
Listen.
But after thy hardness and impotent heart Let me start over.
Yes. Back me up about verse 4. Come
Amen.
on.
Or despisest thou the riches of his goodness and forbearance and long suffering?
Come on.
Not knowing that the goodness of God leadeth thee to repentance, but after thy hardness and impotent heart treasurest up unto thyself wrath against the day of wrath and revelation of the righteous judgment of God.
Well, now he started describing it as something we can already look at monetary. He started talking about the riches. He started talking about, look at the repentance. You look at how rich we are, the mere fact we take in repentance when other people hadn't received it. When people count people actually being rich, you actually look at a status everybody don't achieve. You said he's rich. Everybody hadn't reached that top, what's the word I'm looking for?
Measure.
Status quo. Y'all a measure or whatever you might want to use. That's status quo. So you look at somebody say, well, that person rich. Everybody going to turn around and see who it is, isn't it? Because they know it's not a lot of people rich, isn't it? So we start looking at, when you look at repentance and God long suffering and how it worked to us under salvation, he started putting in a monetary way because simply you understand that. The broken person understand that, right? So then he started looking at, now he even putting a monetary value you start looking at when you do wrong. He started talking about the treasure you're going to heap up for yourself. Because we look at right again in Romans 6:23, the wages of sin is, you know what wages is. What is that by definition? Compensation. That's right. So now you start putting in something that you can understand. And when you sit around, you be impotent, meaning you stumble at the word. And when a person impotent, they're unable to perform, right? So that's what we look at now. A lot of people just unable to perform. You heard what it said. You've been told you just can't comply. Well, he said, now you're going to heap up to yourself treasure of wrath. Listen.
Against the day of wrath.
See, against the day of wrath.
And revelation of the righteous judgment of God.
Revelation? The revealing of God. We know when that's going to happen, when the sun come back. That's going to be the revelation, because you know the argument is there that it's more than one God. It's an argument that Jesus Christ was not God and that he wasn't even the Son of God. But then at the revelation, it's going to prove out all things.
Yes, sir.
So when the revelation of God appeared to all men, they see that the Son was God and is God, that God was manifest in the flesh, and that this was truly his word, and that he had sent men that came and proclaimed it. Then you're going to look at the wrath of God for those that didn't obey it. Listen.
Who will render to every man according to his deeds.
Right back to what we told you in the 12th chapter book of Romans about verse 19. Vengeance in mine, said the Lord, I'll do what? You ain't got to repay nobody and obey the book. God going to get you. Y'all sitting here, let me tell you something. Y'all get a lot of truth taught to y'all. Amen. Y'all like to live on the wild side. Y'all better know when God come back, when the revelation of this man is revealed, when he come back here, that God going to recompense you. That's why I do you to make sure that you get the operation of faith. That's the substance of things hoped for, evidence of things what? Anybody can walk in something they see. Anybody can walk in something they see. That's the difference. We don't walk by sight. We walk by faith.
Amen.
What did Abraham have to see? Nothing. He told him at that time he's going to come back and Sarah's going to bear a son.
That's right.
Faith allowed him to wait on it. Faith allowed him to wait on it. He told that man how he's going to show him he's going to multiply the sinner as the stars of heaven.
That's right.
He could see that. Had to believe God.
That's right.
That's why I was counting him the righteous. Then he began to activate and walking in God's law. We know the book said because Abraham obeyed my and kept my law. He told me because he did all these things. That's why he was going to let Isaac dwell in the land. But Abraham couldn't have done it if he didn't have the faith. He didn't have the righteousness of faith. A lot of people came through and operated in the law, yet they're not going to receive the promise. Listen.
To them who by patience, continuance, and well-doing.
What would make a person have patience? Hope. Tribulation. We know all these things according to the 5th chapter book of Romans. It talks about all these things. We know about how these things begin to operate and how they make it, and how it make them not ashamed. Hope make them not ashamed. But now we start to look at right here what he's telling us here. Read it again, brother.
To them who by patient continuance and well-doing.
You got to have some confidence in something if you're going to be patient enough to wait on it.
That's right.
Which means you got to have some type of relationship with God to get that type of confidence. Faith just doesn't create itself from nowhere. The Bible told us so then faith come by what? And hearing by the what? Y'all hear the word of God, y'all don't believe it. That's why you're not going to be saved. You need to know that. You're not going to be saved because you don't believe. This is what the man tried to tell you. Look what he told the 15th chapter, see the 16th chapter of the book of Mark. 16:1. See if it's 16:15. Mark 16:15.
Amen.
Listen to the book.
And he said unto them, go ye into all the world and preach the gospel.
So then faith coming by what? Hearing by the what? He said unto them, go ye where?
Into all the world.
And preach the what?
Gospel.
That'll be the creature. That'll be God's word. To every creature, he
that believeth and is baptized shall be saved.
He
that believeth not shall be damned.
So you get baptized and you don't believe, you're going to be damned. Because you hold the truth of God in unrighteousness. See, it's critical for us that we sit down, we do these rituals, that we don't just take them and we just let it be of none effect to us. When you sit down, the only way it's going to get the real true effect, you got to believe God. Man. It's got to be even against hope. Listen, what a lot of times we do, we try to believe something that's already evident. That doesn't help the matter. Isn't that right? He wants you to believe something that everything's against it, but yet it's his word and you got confidence in his word, that you'll wait on it. That's what God looking for. Somebody when all the odds are against what it is you're supposed to be doing for God, but yet you still continue. This is thanks worthy to God.
Amen.
It's well pleasing. I mean, just believe something. I just, for whatever reason it is, I just believe the light's finna come on in him. I don't know why, Lynn. I just believe it. And when I'm saying that, somebody's at the light switch and the bill been paid. And the lights already starting to illuminate themselves. Because you know when you cut these lights on, they're not at their highest point. They kind of warm up. Then that's not faith. Faith, that ain't no power. Ain't no way in the world it's going to come on. But God's word says it's going to be illuminated. And you got confidence in it. Amen. That's a difference. Believing against hope. Isn't that right? Because, I mean, what would be all logic if you hadn't paid the bill and the meter been taken outside the building, you ain't getting no lights. But if God's word says it's going to be light. Isn't that right? If God's word says, you just believe it. You believe for the confidence that that's what God's word proclaimed. That's what he was trying to tell the people. And you're going to be saved. Now, he just told them, go in all the world and preach the gospel. He that believe in Israel. Who was he talking about? Who were they supposed to be talking to? Jews. In all the world. Who were they supposed to be talking to? Jews. Now, one of these apostles were commanded to go and speak to no Gentiles.
That's right.
Peter had to be made to go and speak to the Gentiles. When they heard all the world meant for them was who? Samaria? They were told not to even go in Samaria. When Jesus tried to tell me the 7th chapter of the book of Romans, in the 7th chapter book of St. John, he told them that where he going to go, they were going to try to seek him. They weren't going to be able to find him. What did they say? He was going to have to go among the dispersed. Among the Gentiles. That's the only place we ain't going to find it because we won't dare go looking among them. Why would they go looking among some Gentiles for Jesus? He won't have to either kill himself or he won't have to go among the dispersed of them Gentiles. He couldn't have been around here nowhere because we're going to find him. If there ain't any reason of where we're supposed to be, what's been proclaimed or given us, we're going to find it. For them, all the world, they got it. For them, that's all the world. Go ye in all the world and preach the what?
Gospel.
He that believeth
and is baptized
shall
be saved.
Listen.
But he that believeth not shall be damned.
You hear the gospel and you don't believe it, but you do it anyway. That's what y'all do now. Y'all come keep the Sabbath. A lot of y'all really don't believe the Sabbath is important as it's stated. You just learn to kind of configure your life around it. You ain't got a whole lot going on anyway on Saturday. Most of the people usually run on Saturday and cut you loose anyway. You want to pick you back up anyway. Plus you're dead broke. So now you start to walk in, but you don't believe it by faith. You don't believe it. You think it's some people in some Sunday church that God's saving now. You don't believe that they can't be saved, they come out. Right. You don't believe that's the operation of God's word. That's how confident. If it's want to be saved, God going to cause them to come out. That's right. But Amen. You steady, you're going to be damned. Yep. When you hear the word, the difference between what's supposed to be the difference between us and the world is that when we hear, we'll follow, we'll obey. Amen. Pick me back up at that 2nd chapter of the book of Romans. Amen. I tell y'all just throw Jews out of your mouth, you don't really know what you're doing. Man, Jews automatically make us superior. You got to be a racist. You got to be a racist. Listen to the book. This is the 2nd chapter of the book of Romans. What verse was that? Verse 6, verse 7?
Verse 7.
Verse 7. Listen.
To them who by patient continuance in well-doing seek for glory and honor and immortality eternal life. But unto them that are contentious and do not obey the truth.
Self-will. That's what I got in him. A lot of y'all self-will. Jude talked about that, didn't he? A lot of y'all in here self-will, which means when you're told and you're instructed from the word to do something, you still had the ability to do opposite. That's dangerous for us. See, unlike them, we're not supposed to have control. Hold what you got. 1 Corinthians 6:19. The difference between what's supposed to be between us and them, and people want to look at the spirit, is that what we confined to. Other one, see what Ephesians 4:1 say right quick. After that, 1 Corinthians 6:19. Other brother got me Ephesians 4:1. Let's listen to the book. Listen.
What? Know ye not that your body is the temple of the Ruach HaKodesh, which is in you, which ye have of God, and ye are not your own?
Ye are what now?
Ye are not your own.
What happened?
For ye are bought with a price.
Therefore,
glorify God in your body and in your spirit,
which are what?
God's.
Man, so you're not your own. You bought, which means you don't even have real say. Not when somebody paid their money for you. Isn't that right? Your clothes can tell you when to wear them, when to wash them, how to hang them up or fold them up. I don't want to be in no drawer. Hang me up over there. I want to be hung up. He'll go where I tell you to go. I'll wear you when I want to wear you. That's what he just told you. That's the kind of mindset we got to get. That's the difference between a Jew versus a Gentile. A lot of y'all can be Gentile by nature in your thinking, in your actions. We had to convert from that mentality. Listen. Back me back over at Ephesians 4:1. Or take me forward. I'm sorry, I didn't say it back me up, but Ephesians 4:1. So know ye not that your bodies are the temple of the Ruach HaKodesh, whose temple ye are. For ye are bought with a price. Other brother, you get me the 17th chapter of Genesis, 17 and about 14. Listen to the book. Ephesians 4:1. Listen.
I, therefore, the prisoner of the Lord.
I wonder what that means. I, therefore, who?
Prisoner of the Lord.
What you do?
Beseech you that you walk worthy of the vocation wherewith ye are called.
That's where y'all mess up at in him. Y'all didn't consider what you've been called to do. Y'all didn't consider what y'all been called to do. You're supposed to walk worthy. You're supposed to walk worthy of what your vocation is. You've been called to do something, you hadn't even walked worthy according to it. That's dangerous for us. That's why Paul said, I'm trying to beseech. He let you know, I'm a prisoner of the Lord. So I speak on the same behalf. You saying that you had a spirit, you saying you looked to obtain the spirit, then God got to have some type of control over you. But y'all won't even allow him to do it. Then how can you ever obtain or look to ever become the real children of God? You won't even submit to what you're told to do. Y'all let too many factors come in and override your responsibility. If somebody talk to me right, I can do it. If folks don't get on my nerve, I can do it. If you don't be pushing me, I can do it. Listen, your obligation ain't based upon what nobody else do. When you've been told to do something, that got it. I can do it if these women put some clothes on. That ain't part of my obligation.
Right.
My obligation told me not to fornicate.
Right.
Not to love. They ain't told me about what nobody else supposed to do. That ain't my responsibility. Right. My responsibility, you supposed to stay into the confines of what you've been told to do. Y'all make too many other people your factor, and one ain't got nothing to do with the other.
Right.
Because if everybody put their clothes on, you wouldn't have to be told to do it.
Right.
Isn't that right? You were told to do it because these people that operate outside the will of God, they're going to do it anyway.
Yep.
See, through the law, whether y'all know it or not, come the knowledge of sin.
That's right.
Isn't that right?
That's right.
The law, that's how the knowledge of sin come about.
That's right.
So the law come along and let you know there's going to be people that's not going to obey the law, but y'all become envious of the lawbreakers, so therefore use them for your excuse to commit sin. And they keep nagging at me. That's why I started cussing. Sure it is. You started cussing because you became envious and you didn't want to obey and you stumbled at the word, and that's what you want to do. Yep. You start lying, cheating, and stealing because you become envious of the Son of Man and the people that go contrary, and you're going to stumble at the word through disobedience. And told me don't cuss until I get punched in the stomach. Oh, blank. He would have told you let no filter communications proceed out of your mouth.
That's right. That
got that. Where you get punched in the stomach or slapped there or something drop on your toe. Ooh, blank. You understand when something hit your toe? No, I don't understand. See, this is. I know what y'all use for your excuse, and we can all use that. But now we got to get back into the confines of the word.
That's right.
The confines of the word say, this is what we got to hold to. Get outside of ourselves and start staying restricted, and let's stay with what the man prescribed. Other people are not responsible for our action. We are responsible for our own actions.
Amen.
Listen.
With all lowliness and meekness, with long suffering, forbearing one another in love.
Oh, that's all right. You can let that go. Get me back over to Romans, the 2nd chapter. Where we at, verse 9? Romans 2 at 9. At verse 8?
Yes, sir.
Let me get it. Romans chapter 2 at verse 8. Listen.
But unto them that are contentious.
They are contentious. We talk about self-will. Come on.
And do not obey the truth.
We talked about that. Ain't that right? That's how you stumble. And you fall and you're going to be broken. Come on.
But obey unrighteousness.
But obey unrighteousness. What else you doing? When you commit sin, who you think you're obeying? Paul told us in the 6th chapter of the book of Romans, know you not to whom you yield yourself service to obey, his service you are.
That's right.
If you get your members to do something not supposed to be done, whose servant do you think you are? You're the servant of sin.
That's right.
Sin has to have a willing vessel. It has to have a participant. Sin can't operate without a participant, and sin needs somebody that transgresses the law. All right. I guess y'all didn't know that, huh? Sin needs somebody that's a keeper of the law. That's the only way sin going to be actually identified. Sin has to work against the operation of the law. Sin needs a willing vessel, a keeper of the law. Listen.
But obey unrighteousness.
But obey unrighteousness.
Indignation. And wrath.
And wrath. Listen.
Tribulation and anguish upon every soul of man.
Upon who?
Every soul of man.
To the who?
That doeth evil, of the Jew first, and also the Gentile.
Why would it be the Jew first? That's right. That's what we started with Paul in the 3rd chapter. What advantages the Jew? In every way, because they received the lively oracles. It came to us. So y'all ought to know who the first people going to hell. You ought to know the first people they're going to be destroyed. Any anguish, any tribulation. Of course, these people, when you look at these people out here, y'all looking at them with like, wow, these people don't suffer. These people don't go through nothing. These people are not keepers of the law. It's going to be more anguish on us. We knew better. He said it to the Lord, said to his servant that knew his will and did it not. Somebody that didn't know, I mean, come on. If you don't know, you just don't know. Come on.
But glory, honor, and peace to every man that worketh good.
Y'all hear this? Glory, honor, and peace now to every man that worketh good. Who first?
To the Jew first, and also to the Gentile.
That's why Paul started off in Romans trying to tell you who's going to go to first. Any spiritual gift, he said, got imparted spiritual gift, although he was sent to the Gentile. It's got to be to the Jew first.
That's right. Right.
He couldn't go to the Gentile until he came to the Jew first. It's got to be the us first. Y'all don't even consider just how important it is for you to even understand your position. You get it first. You're the first people to get it. If it be in the damnation, you're going to get it first. If it be in the cut it off or cut down, you're going to get it first. Amen. If it be in the delivery, it be in the salvation, we're going to get it first.
Right.
Because all this is entailed in our law. Listen.
For there is no respect of persons with God.
Come on.
For as many as have sinned without law,
what happens, son?
Shall also perish without law.
So these people, why we worry about these people keeping the Sabbath? They ain't got no law to tell them to go on the Sabbath.
Amen.
They're not no law keepers. It ain't for them. But at the same time, they can't look forward to save them either.
That's right.
Wouldn't make sense for them to look forward to save them.
That's right.
They don't keep no festive days. They don't pay no tithes and offering. They don't do nothing been constrained or been taught concerning the law to do. Why would they look for the law to save them? Can't. Listen.
And as many as have sinned in the law shall be judged by the law.
That got us right there, don't it?
Yes, sir.
When did you commit your sin? During the keeping of the law or outside of the law? What's the penalty for it? Well, a lot of occasions it's death. That soul will be cut off. You decide to sin inside the law. That's dangerous for us. That's what we sit down and consider. It's a lot more magnitude to what we're doing than what people think. Y'all got to get out of this conscious mind of, well, it's just a little mistake, a little sin, a little fall down, a little gambling, a little playing. You playing around with your soul. That man told us, you talking about sin in the law? Let's see what Moses told us at the 10th chapter of the book of Romans at verse 1. Wonderful Savior.
Amen.
Romans chapter 10 at verse 1. Listen to the book.
Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to God for Israel is,
For the Gentiles is what now?
for Israel is, that they might be saved.
For?
I bear them record that they have a zeal of God, but not according to knowledge,
For they
being ignorant of God's righteousness,
and gone about
to establish their own righteousness,
and have did what?
have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of God.
What happened?
For Christ is the end of the law for righteousness to everyone that believeth.
That mean the law over with?
No.
Not at all. He's the end of the law at what purpose? The whole conclusion come to him. The whole conclusion of what we're doing is to get to Christ. That's what the law is. The law was teaching us how to get to Christ. That's how we identify. How do we find out Christ was the red heifer for Esau and everything? How did we find it out? By the law. So it shows us what the purpose of the law was. The end of the law means when you get to Christ, you can't go no further. If you follow the law right, it should get you right. If you get to the end of the law and you don't see Christ, you find some other God, you weren't following lawfully.
Amen.
That's how you know if you're using it right. Because what's our main goal? What we trying to get to? Get to Moses? We're trying to get to Abraham? We follow the law just like it's supposed to. You're supposed to come up with Christ. Right. It's just like a mathematical equation. If you do it properly, you should come up with this answer. You get a child got it wrong, you say you didn't do it right. But I know I did it. I'm telling you, I already know the answer. When your answer does not show that you did this right, go back and do it over. Isn't that right? Until you learn how to do mathematical equation right, you're going to continue to come up with the wrong answer. When you follow the law right, it should get you right to Christ. That's why the way of y'all, synagogue of who? You follow the law right, he's going to take you right back to him. That's what it's got to lead you right to him. That's how you get to the Father, through the Son. Hold what you got. 10th chapter of the book of Luke, verse 22. Luke 10, 22. Hold what you got. This is Luke 10, verse 22. Listen to the book.
All things are delivered to me of my Father.
All things have been given to me of my Father, which will make him a what? One inheritor. He was called an heir. In the book of Galatians, hold what you got right quick. Galatians 4:1. He said, all things, you hold me 10:22. Other one still got me the 10th chapter of the book of Romans in about verse 4 or 5.
Amen.
This is Galatians 4:1. Listen to the book.
Now I say that the heir, as long as he is a child, differs nothing from a servant, though
Hold
he
what you
be
got.
Lord of all.
4:1. 4:1.
Now I say that an heir, as long as he is a child, differs nothing from a servant.
Hold what you got. Come on back over to what you had at 10:22.
All things are delivered to me of my Father.
Now he just said all things are delivered unto me. Now it's been given unto him. That he became an inheritor at that point. Heir is somebody waiting to come in possession of something. But now we find him saying that it's been delivered, which means it's been given to him. At that point, he possessed it. If I give you something, you're no longer waiting to be an inheritor. You are an inheritor.
Right.
Listen.
And no man knoweth who the Son is,
Save who?
but the Father.
Don't nobody even know who the Son is but the Father. That's what he tried to tell him in the 16th chapter of the book of Matthew. He asked him, whom do men say that I, the Son of Man, am? What did everybody say? Everybody named somebody else. When he told Peter, asked Peter, who did Peter say he was? Who did he say revealed it unto him? It makes sense then, don't it? He said, no man. That's why he said flesh and blood didn't do it.
Right.
You got to follow the law. The law is spiritual.
Amen.
I need y'all to wake up and pay attention. Mike, you been dozing. Are you working that hard? All right, you ain't good. I saw your eye closed. You're on my front row. You're doing like the other Mike. I want y'all to sleep on my front row. Us y'all tap and put them out. Spread on the front. Y'all know better than that. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all don't understand how important it is for us to know. According to this man's word, there's no way you're supposed to know who he is by flesh and blood. Everybody that was right there, people that kept the law longer than we did, came with the wrong answer.
Yep.
On the person, he asked them, but whom do you say that I am? He said, thou art the Christ, the Son of the living God. He said, blessed are you, because flesh and blood didn't teach it to you.
That's right.
Amen.
You would have never caught it by flesh and blood. That's why they had so much problem about him saying, wasn't Christ supposed to be the seed of David? Wasn't he supposed to be in Bethlehem, Judea? Was Christ supposed to do greater? Flesh didn't show it.
Right, right.
He said, but my Father revealed it to you in heaven. Now he come along and just let him know right here, everything that's been given unto me, don't nobody even know who I am but you. And listen to what he said.
And no man knoweth who the Son is but the Father.
Come on.
And who the Father is but the Son.
And who else?
And he to whom the Son will reveal him.
All right. I'm trying to tell y'all, when he appeared in the 24th chapter of the book of Luke, when he appeared in the midst of the room and told them peace be unto him, they thought they was frightened.
Yeah.
And terrified what they thought they had seen.
Yeah.
He told them, you don't see no spirit have flesh and bone like me. He said, behold, it is who? Handed to me and what?
Me.
Revealed itself to him. And the whole time he was walking with him, they didn't even know who he was. Trying to tell flesh and blood, they ain't going to know it. My Father got to reveal it to you. We sit here and a lot of times, you know what mess us up? Y'all keep looking at your day-to-day occupation. When y'all walk outside these doors, y'all get back in the rat race you trying to do, dealing with little bad marriages, situations you got, finance or other illness. And you forget all about the blessing God has given us. Everybody don't know this. Why you think these people going? You got people going to Sabbath, they all messed up. You got people going around saying they Yeshua. These people ain't got a clue of what they're doing because they're not following the law lawfully. And when you don't follow it right, you're going to come up with the wrong equation every time.
Yes, sir.
This everything we go out here for, this stuff ain't nothing but a stumbling block. This a fall for you. Because a lot of y'all leave out here and you forget the potency of the word. You become impotent when things come up and happen again. You don't know how to defend yourself. Paul tried to tell you how the weapons are warfare. They're not carnal. They mighty through who? Know how we work. Got to pull down.
Yes, sir.
Casting down.
Yes, sir.
What? You know where your mind can go? Your mind go a whole lot of places. You got to pull that junk down.
Yep.
Bringing every thought, what? Into captivity. You got to bring into captivity. And to the what? And to the what? To the pulling down of stronghold, what I already quoted. 2 Corinthians 10 and 4. To what? Let's see. 10 and 4. 2 Corinthians 10 and 4. He started all the way back over. He'll be all right. This is 2 Corinthians 10 and 4. Listen to the book. 2 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 4.
For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal.
Not a pistol, not a knife. It's not a straight razor. Listen.
But mighty through God.
That's how we operate. Through?
To the pulling down of strongholds.
Doing what?
Casting down imaginations.
Well, now, how am I cast down something that don't come up? People tell me, it's a sin. I had thought about killing somebody. But then what did you do? Did you operate on it? Then what do we do?
Cast down.
What would I need a weapon for? Something people don't consider. Why would I need a weapon if I'm not going to be fighting?
Right.
He armed us for a reason because these are the situations that's going to come. That's why Paul says you're going to need the helmet of salvation. I don't need no helmet. They like these idiots riding by a motorcycle, 115 miles. I don't need no helmet. Nigga, if you fall, you don't need that helmet and then some more helmets.
Yep.
They sell it for a reason. They'll sell you the whole leather suit. They put on short pants and a white beater. If you fall and slide with that leather suit, you might break a bone. You'll pull some skin. You won't pull everything off.
That's right.
It's needed. It's just like the thing God tell a lot of y'all the same way like a lot of these motorcycle riders. You don't think you need it, not until you get into a crash. Which means, don't you know the first way the enemy going to come and attack you through your mind?
That's right.
Let me tell you, he told you, what does he say the light of the body? How? The eye. What you think I'm wind up doing first? Seeing something.
Yep.
Seeing something. I'm going to wind up seeing something, looking too long like David did.
Yep.
Ain't that right? Just get through, going down, defeating, destroying the nation. Next thing you know, I'm walking on my rooftop and look down, they go butt naked in the water. Come here, butt naked. Mm-hmm. Now, you know, good and done well, I'm finna mess up.
Yep.
Get to looking too long, you're going to mess up.
Right.
So what we got to look at? The weapons of our warfare. You got to pull it down. You look, whoa, can't look. Man, you what? You ain't going to look at why the Lord give you eye to see. That's you talking because you're a sinner.
Yeah.
Ain't that right? You start looking at it. I got to cast it down.
Right.
My mind goes, that's another man's wife. Man told me you look on a woman, look, you're going to commit adultery in your heart.
Oh, that's right.
Now y'all do it now. Y'all sit around commit adultery in your heart and you thinking you ain't got all your clothes. You got all your clothes on. You say you ain't using your weapons right. Making a fool out yourself.
That's right.
Man, it's that critical. Tell me I can't look at a sister wrong and say, oh, man, I like to hit. Cast it down.
Yep.
Cast it down. Don't even get there. Cast it down.
Yep.
Man, that's right.
To the putting down of what?
Casting down imagination.
Listen.
And every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of God.
So I'm coming in your mind trying to tell you ain't got to do everything the Bible say. I'm telling you, what you think happened at that point? So I'm trying to exalt this against the knowledge of God.
That's right.
I'm telling you now, you got to watch. That's how, listen, that's how it works. See, ain't nobody going to be just telling me what to do now. I know even the Bible said you need to know man teach you, not no carnal man.
That's right.
Don't be no fool now. You can't hear without a preacher.
That's right.
You don't watch it and your mind go too far. A lot of y'all already done did it. And you're not using your weapons right. You don't start learning. Now you start to zone yourself. What did the knowledge of God teach you?
Mm-hmm.
Pastor ain't my daddy. He don't tell me what to do. I know what I'm doing. And got him make a fool out yourself. You can't know what you're doing. You already done went farther than you need to go.
Yep.
I told you want ashamed, you want afraid to speak against my servant.
Amen. That's right.
Because you can't lead yourself. Oh, I already know what y'all do. Y'all don't fool me. I hope y'all don't think. I apologize for the stupid look. But I hope y'all don't think I'm no fool. I know what y'all capable of, and I know what y'all be doing. Y'all just think I'm stupid. And the only thing you're doing is hurting yourself at the end of the day, because now you exalt yourself in the knowledge of God. What you think going to happen? What did the knowledge of God teach you?
Right.
Submit yourself.
And yeah. Exactly. I'm about to catch them down right over that done podium. But that's what y'all better consider. A lot of stuff come up. It's just best to keep your mouth, keep your behavior, keep it down, and you don't wind up messing up. Look at the things he told you, casting down imagination, stuff that come in your mind, mental images, stuff that form. And what else after casting down imagination?
And every high thing
that does what?
Exalteth itself against the knowledge of God.
Some come up and they go against what God's word say. You might as well just pull it down. Don't even waste time with it.
Amen.
Listen.
And bringing into captivity
what?
Every thought to the obedience of Christ.
That's why Paul said he was a prisoner. Captivity. When you captive, you got to obey somebody. You got to bring it back into captivity. I got to get back in line with what the book teach me. That's what y'all don't consider. Stuff going to come up. Stuff going to happen. You just don't let stuff penetrate. Now, y'all wind up letting stuff wind up penetrating. That's dangerous. Yeah. That's the purpose of why you got your shield.
That's right.
If that dart get through, what you think it's going to do? Where it going to strike at?
It's your heart.
In the liver. Isn't that right? When they talked about in the 7th chapter of the book of Proverbs, it said till a dart strike through and hit his liver. The liver and the kidney were part of what he gave up for the offering. That's when they struck Jesus. They had to hit his liver, had to get his kidneys. The 2 kidneys, we find the sacrifice, that was part of what they had to offer up for us for our sin offering, peace offerings. That was certain pieces that were done there, that was set up, orchestrated for the sin offering. Now we find out it was all a body. All these parts, the hindquarters. Everything we give it. Isn't that right? When he said give it roasted with fire. The whole thing with all the pertinence inside of it. All the guts, everything. We find that everything was leading right back to him.
That's right. That's right.
A sacrifice for sin. It was all leading back to him the whole time. We missed it.
Yep.
That's what the law was supposed to bring us back to. When these things come up, you can't act upon them. That's why y'all mess up at y'all acting on too much stuff instead of sitting down and wait on God. Come on.
And having in a readiness.
And having in a what?
Readiness.
We know about that. To do what?
To revenge all disobedience.
When what?
When your obedience is fulfilled.
Gonna go back and get some stuff right in my life. You gotta get obedient. Having your mind, you gotta have in a readiness. Try to come back and make amends for the stuff we've done. Y'all just keep going. There's no restitution for what you're doing. You can't be that stupid. You gotta keep going thinking there's no reward for what you're doing. Y'all don't sit down and consider when y'all being warned, y'all being told things, y'all just keep going. I'd be the biggest joke in the world to stuff come back and it float back in your face. Ain't nothing worse than you spit out the one and it blow right back in your face. You say that was nasty, it was your spit. When you sit around and you make a mess, God threw it right back in your face. Because y'all been warned by the man of God. What y'all think gonna happen? Vested interest I have in my soul on line if I don't want to tell y'all. It's just unfortunate y'all don't listen. If y'all don't listen, it'd be more delay, more hindrance than why y'all don't get the spirit. You can't sit here and keep operating in disobedience. If you believe anything about the word, you got to believe God's going to recompense you.
Right.
I tell y'all something, it would be beautiful if y'all just take what I tell you and we just want to spread it. You hear the word. People think you don't know, ask me stuff and I tell you don't want to hear it. Y'all ask me something, I know where y'all at. Y'all don't think I know my sheep? I know who can handle what? Some of y'all, tell me straight up. You all right, I know where you at. Tell you straight up, it's going to kill you. I know where my members at. Some of y'all can take more than others. Some of y'all can't take nothing. Some of y'all delicate as a flower. Some of y'all hard as a done rock. Say, be honest, you got to know where your people at. But when the word go out, it go out for everyone to know what we got to do. You're going to have to make amends for what you've done. That man said you got to have in a readiness to avenge all disobedience when your obedience is fulfilled. Y'all don't see nothing wrong about nothing you done. It's unfortunate, but y'all being taught. Come on back to that second chapter of the book of Romans. We'll turn that fan down a little bit now. Thank the Lord. It's paying off though. Sure enough beat that heat. I don't want to go to hell. They talking about how hot hell is. That's all I want to do. Let them talk about it a little bit. I don't want to go to find out. I'll take your word for it for those that are going. Only reason I need to know hell hot so I learn to stay away from it. I ain't looking to go and find out so I can come back and tell nobody. Amen. Isn't that right? Y'all all right? You know, good and well, that'd have been a nigga down in that parable. But ain't no nigga gonna come back and tell my nigga let them nigga come down here. 'Cause I went by myself. No, that parable would have read totally different, wasn't it? Talking about come back and tell somebody. I don't tell them niggas nothing. Let them go to hell like me. All of them got to burn up. Here's some more. Like I can say, here's some more. I ain't the only one. Y'all know how we are. Man, while we on this side, man, just a blessing of God. We get to go back. We had an opportunity to go back and read so many people error that we shouldn't make these same mistakes. Come on, son.
Continuing at verse 13.
Yes, sir.
But not the hearers of the law are just before God.
Y'all hear that? Not the hearers of the law are justified before God.
But the doers of the law shall be justified.
Y'all hear that? But the doers of the law shall be justified. Come on.
For when the Gentiles, which have not the law,
do what?
Do by nature the things contained in the law.
What happens, son?
These having not the law,
do what?
Are a law unto themselves.
What was he talking about? What was he talking about? How are you going to do by nature what's in the law? Their own conscience? Well, definitely a good example of what he's saying. Because they had no circumcision. For us, this become like a nature. You know, people use the terminology like a second nature. We shouldn't use that now. For us, for a Jew, it should be our nature. Sometimes second nature, that's something after. For a Jew, it's just nature for us. That's some things that we just supposed to do. Now he talk about the Gentiles, which have not the law. Because he goes on later, start to talk about how important it is about the circumcision. You can't do by nature the law if you don't have it. We're talking about the circumcision. That's why it went down later, started talking about the circumcision. Then he said these become a law to themselves, simply because now you're going to have to count them with the righteousness of the law because they're a keeper of it without the circumcision. The circumcision was a token. It was a sign for us. I told him to get me the 17th chapter of the book of Genesis, verse 15. We talked about how you're not your own. You're bought with the price. Genesis 17 and 14. You heard what you got in that second chapter of Romans. Y'all all right tonight?
Amen.
This is Genesis chapter 17, verse 14.
Amen.
Listen to the book.
And the uncircumcised man-child, whose flesh of his foreskin is not circumcised, that soul shall be cut off from his people. Mm-hmm. He hath broken my covenant. Mm-hmm. And God said unto Abraham, as for Sarah, thy wife.
What verse you at?
Verse 15.
Bring me about verse 13.
Amen.
Listen.
He that is born in thy house.
He that is born in thy house.
And he that is bought with thy money must needs be circumcised.
That's why a book was trying to tell you you're not your own. For you are bought with the price. Only way I can understand is Abraham.
Yes, sir.
All I can understand is Abraham. What happened?
And my covenant shall be in your flesh for an everlasting covenant.
See, and my covenant shall be with you in your flesh for an everlasting covenant. Now, what we looking at here? They were looking at just the circumcision, but we were looking at Christ.
Man.
We were looking at what all this entailed. It should let us know about Christ coming. We talk about it being in his flesh. Of course, we just naturally assumed it was just us in the flesh. But listen what else he told us.
And the uncircumcised man, child, whose flesh of his foreskin is not circumcised,
Yeah,
that soul shall be cut off from his people.
yeah,
He hath broken my covenant.
yeah.
And God said unto Abraham, as for Sarai thy wife, thou shalt not call her name Sarai, but Sarah shall her name be.
Mm-hmm.
And I will bless her, and give thee a son also of her.
Yeah.
Yea, I will bless her, and she shall be a mother of nations. Kings of people shall be of her.
Mm-hmm.
Then Abraham fell upon his face and laughed, and said in his heart, shall a child be born unto him that is 100 years old?
Yeah.
And shall Sarah that is 90 years old bear? And Abraham said unto God, O that Ishmael might live before thee.
Yeah.
And God said to Sarah, thy wife shall bear thee a son indeed, and thou shalt call his name Isaac. And I would establish my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant, and with his seed after him.
And with his seed after him. Mm-hmm.
And as for Ishmael, I have
Stop.
heard.
I don't want to hear nothing about that, though. Ishmael was a bastard. He was born out of wedlock.
That's
He
right.
illegitimate for us. That's why I couldn't get no promise. It wouldn't make sense to make a promise of him on no great nations or no salvation from no bastard. It wouldn't make sense. Had to be legitimate.
Amen.
Wouldn't make sense. Our covenant, our law even came through. We had to take a law that come along later to tell us about a bastard. Could he enter into the congregation of the Lord? So no way in the world go give us no covenant or no salvation through him. It wasn't even lawful. Y'all all right?
Amen.
So you come right, this is what y'all look at now. You look at trying to get the same thing, the same promise. You don't realize that's why the Bible teaches us in the 12th chapter of the book of Hebrews, how if you be without chastisement with all the made parts, then are you who? Basically just call you Ishmael, and you're not a son.
That's right.
That's the only determination we can use for it.
Yep.
That's why he couldn't inherit. A bastard couldn't inherit.
That's right.
A bastard couldn't even enter into the congregation.
Yep.
Just like Ishmael. That's why Sarah set that up, said cast him out. So he can't be heir with a child that been legitimate. That's the same thing y'all don't even consider. A lot of you could probably trace your lineage back to Abraham, but you illegitimate.
Yeah.
You can't be you can't be a part of it. When he sat around and he laughed, did he get whipped for it? He was setting up Mark. Did he get whipped for that? Why you think she ain't whip him? Because that wasn't her child. He was a bastard.
That's right.
Look at what happened. The 21st chapter of the book of Genesis. Y'all don't look at it here. You get around and y'all, you know what they do? There, they say, Pastor don't never call me out. He don't never call. You're a bastard. Look what she did. This is 21st chapter, book of Genesis. At verse 8. Listen to the book.
And the child grew and was weaned, and Abraham made a great feast the same day that Isaac was weaned.
He made a great feast the same day that Isaac was weaned. Come on.
And Sarah saw the son of Hagar, the Egyptian.
And Sarah saw Isaac doing what now?
And Sarah saw the son of Hagar, the Egyptian.
Now notice how it clarify something for you. Sarah saw the son of Hagar, the Egyptian. Want to make sure it's duly noted who she saw. What did she see him doing?
Which she had borne unto Abraham, mocking.
Come on.
Wherefore she said unto Abraham,
I'm going to whoop that little boy behind because that's just like my child too, because he come out from you.
Cast out this bondwoman and her son.
For
The son of this bondwoman shall not be heir with my son, even with Isaac.
you can't sit around and mark the promise and then think you're going to be saved. Or you're going to be no inheritor. That's why you got to cast down everything that even exalt itself, get the knowledge.
Amen.
I'm trying to tell you. And you know the sad part is, Ishmael had been circumcised. Just like a lot of y'all going to be cut off. I don't know why y'all not paying attention. So he was circumcised. He lived in the house with Abraham, which means he would have had the same laws and knew this was the child of promise, and he sat there and marked. He a bastard. When she caught him and he was sitting there, he was marking the promise. Cast him out. Get rid of him. What y'all think gonna happen to y'all? Wow. I don't know. Why would Paul tell me about it? That exalted self getting the knowledge of God. You think Abraham had this 13-year-old boy sitting up here, uncircumcised. He probably 14, 15 now. And he's sitting there, he didn't know no better. I ain't even know. Nobody didn't tell me. Abraham uncircumcised. All his servants, everybody born in his house. Been told and been taught. Abraham obeyed the law, kept his statute and his judgment, and he didn't know. He been circumcised. That's why the Muslims go do it. They got it from us.
Yep.
But yet, when she called him marking the promise. Y'all all right? Amen. 2 Peter right quick, 3:1. I got to let y'all go, don't I? I'm trying to tell you, y'all don't even know how critical this is. A lot of y'all sitting here, a lot of y'all to see the Ishmael. Y'all sit here and you being told what to do and y'all still go and you haven't been circumcised. Not in flesh, but in heart. And you say you mark the promise? You're going to say here you do opposite what Paul told you, why he told you about our weapons. Try to tell you got to cast out, pulling down. Anything that exalts itself against the knowledge of God. All right? Do it y'all way. This 2 Peter 3:1. Listen.
This second epistle, beloved,
I now
write unto you,
in both which
I stir up your pure mind.
By way of what?
Remember.
That you might be what?
Mindful of the words.
Which was what?
Spoken before.
Of who?
The Kodesh prophets.
The Kodesh prophets.
And of the commandment of us, the apostles of the Lord and Savior.
What's going to happen?
Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days.
Who?
Scoffers.
Yeah.
Walking after their own lust.
What are scoffers?
Mockers.
Look what wound up happening. He had been there for at least approximately 13 to 15 years.
Yeah.
Once the promise done came on the scene, there he was marking.
Yep.
Who lust you think he was after the lust of the covenant of promise? Walking out his own lust. Wow. That's why he told you one gender under strife. You look at this boy here and look at this thing here, and a lot of stuff y'all do gender under strife. Because you're looking at, you ain't walking according to the children of promise. There's got to be a difference between us and them folks. You can't sit here and grade yourself off these sinners out here as a good person or as a person walking in the will of God because you're looking at the other people. Y'all better look at what's been commanded of y'all. I look at y'all and see couple when y'all got junk going on. Y'all just do it anyway. It don't matter what the word tell you to do. It just, sometimes I just feel like going to hell, I guess. Sometimes you feel like a nut. Sometimes you don't. Oh, that burning hell. A lot of y'all do stuff y'all want to do. Y'all don't even see it. Y'all don't see the detriment and the danger of the word does not confine your mouth. The word does not confine your behavior. The word does not get you to be obedient. That becomes dangerous. Y'all keep saying, when I get the spirit, the first thing you got to captivate, you can't get the spirit walking in disobedience.
That's right.
There still has to be a point of you have to restrain yourself. That's the operation of faith. You got to believe that you'll be a receiver of the spirit when you do God's word. That he told you that he that cometh to God must believe, and that he is a rewarder of them that what? You don't see God as soon as you start walking. But you're in a constant journey. You're in a constant endeavor to get him. And that's your confidence of faith that you're walking by. And y'all sit around hollering, what you going to do when you get saved? First of all, you got to repent. Right. You got to turn and show some type of restraint to show yourself willing to want to be saved. Y'all don't show no way you want God to do everything, but yet the Bible tells us that 2 Corinthians the 7th chapter, wherefore having these promises dealing who? Let who? Us. God ain't never gave me no cigarette, no marijuana, no hoes, and nothing else, no stolen rims or nothing. That was my responsibility. Folks do that. Go to the Lord, take the taste of cigarette. I remember folks tell you, that would say you got to pray, ask God to take the taste. God ain't take no taste of nothing out of my dumb mouth. You got to stop, nigga.
That's right.
Amen.
I remember folks do that. I prayed, Lord, told Lord, take the taste and look out of my mouth. And God took it because you're a liar. Yeah. I ain't take no taste, no look out of my mouth. He ain't never put no taste or look in my mouth. First time drunk, look, it was nasty. Yeah. But disobedient make it taste good for being stupid.
That's right.
Otherwise, you drinking, you can become accustomed with stuff filthy. You become accustomed being filthy. Yep. First beer I had, I was like, it looked like it stank. Mm-hmm. And done if I wouldn't drink a 12-pack. Look like pee. I'm drinking cans of pee.
Yep.
It looked like pee before I drunk it, and it stank. And I drank it and burp it. Man, give me another bill. That's what disobedience will do. And nasty as anything, it'll love doing anything against God.
Yep.
It'll just do it. Just like Ishmael, why wouldn't he? No matter what you've been taught, no matter what you've been told, it just it's more enjoyment going against God. That's why Paul told you, you're going to have to pull it down. You got to snatch it down. You're going to wind up getting yourself destroyed. What we found out what happened to Lucifer. That's the only problem we can look at when the son said he was going to exalt his throne above the stars of God. You got to make sure you don't get a mind to try to exalt yourself against the knowledge of God. Ain't that right? On the premise I look at, he went down and look, he did weaken the nation.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was brought down to the ground. What's going to happen to you when you exalt yourself against the knowledge of God? You coming down. God will let you get up. It's a lot of people want God to let you get up. God will let you make it for a while. You coming down. That's a law of science, isn't it? What goes up? That's the laws of gravity, isn't it? If it's up in the air, you throw a football high as you want to, and pretty as it look when it's spiraling up, the more it pushes against laws. And there's one law you're going to get to, say, back down. Oh, you start breaking through, you first tracking, shoot, that thing rolling. You see it spiraling up there. After a while, there's a law you're going to touch that say, down. That ball coming straight back down. Freezing, you can sling it all you want. That thing look pretty going across there. It's a law say, down. When you keep going, it's a law. You know what they say to you? Die. Yep. There's another law say, go to hell. So knowing y'all living every day y'all like to operate, you pushing against laws. It's just a matter of one of them tell you down. Then another one tell you hell. Y'all keep doing it y'all way. We got too many examples. I was going to say when we go back and we read the book, we got too much example for it to keep being stupid. The way y'all synagogue and much teaching you guys get. People watch all over the world to see what we teaching. It's early morning for other people, for some people in other countries. But they got to go to work in some hours. They get up because they know there's very few people telling people the truth, and they can understand it. Yep. I want y'all to understand, you going to hell. Y'all better lock y'all mind around and make changes. If Abraham could put his only son out, put his older elder son out, what you think gonna happen to you? What you think gonna happen to you? Y'all don't even realize God had cut us off. He done told y'all all Israel not gonna be saved. Everybody that called itself Israel not gonna be saved. It's only a select few gonna get this thing. And y'all can afford to sit in here and play, sneak, hide, cheat, do stuff you ain't got no business. I know you be lying. Stuff y'all be doing no good done well. Y'all think y'all be fooling me? I ain't no done fool. I just sit back and watch y'all. See, people think I'm a done fool. Gambling with your soul. It's coming back up again, folks. That's how God worked. Abraham didn't catch him. Let the mother catch him. Abraham would have caught him. What you think Abraham would have did? What? Chastised him. He messed around and chastised him. He messed around, could have got part of the promise. Here goes Sarah walking in. She look at, that ain't my child. I have no problem with getting rid of him. You know it grieved Abraham. Abraham heard talking about getting, you know, ain't no way in the world Abraham walked in there to put that boy out. We got some Abraham. I'm not saying there ain't no way in the world we'll get rid of him. Because we got too much love for him. But Sarah looked at, that bastard ain't mine. That boy ain't him marking mine. Get him and get his mother out of him. Cut it out at the meter. Get him and his mother. That way no more even proceed out from him. So in order to keep a clean bloodline, you leave him now, you mess around, you have a whole bunch of more bastards come along. And they all keep sitting around making fun of the promise. So what did he do? What she said and what she proclaimed, sister, the Lord Most High God came on the second of Moses. Everything she told you to do, hearken.
Right.
Hearken. Don't even let it grieve you to cut them off. Don't even let it grieve you when you cut them off. But you know what we sit around and do? We keep trying to operate other junk beside the promise, and it keep us from being saved. There's a lot of stuff y'all been told him. Y'all got to reap for it, though. Y'all just keep living. That's what the Lord do. As long as you keep living, you'll pay for a little bit time and more. You'll wind up picking up. Y'all will catch on as you're going. God got some more windows, some more hurdles. He got some more stuff y'all will fall through, trip over. Got some more jobs, and God got some other stuff. He'll take cars, he'll wreck or take from you. God got some engines he going to blow, some belts he going to break, water hoses, all kind of stuff God got. Little by little, God will get you. One may sin to consume y'all all at one time. Little by little, God will break y'all down. Y'all will start realizing the Most High God ruling the kingdom of men. And he give it to whom he will. Y'all start realizing why God's word ain't going back void. He said the word done went out of my mouth. It ain't coming back void. Y'all been told what to do. Some stuff I don't get what y'all thinking about. Y'all have been taught the right way, and y'all do just like Balaam. You've been taught the right way, and you gone right after the ways of Balaam. Let me read this 2 Peter right quick. I'll try to let y'all go. 2 Peter chapter 2. Wonderful Savior.
Amen.
2 Peter chapter 2. Give me about verse 9. Talk about Noah and Lot. Listen.
The Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptation.
And what?
And to reserve the unjust unto the day of judgment to be punished.
Y'all see what? Let me tell you what. God wasn't going to remove no sisters. Lot had to stay right there, and them sisters were going to stay right there, and they're going to keep switching, keep getting gale, and get to his door. He still had to maintain. He said, well, I'm the only one straight. Really, I'm the oddball. I might well be gay too. That's how y'all think. One person get gay in your whole city, now you tell them you got to get gay because you can see it coming. Man, hey, everybody in his neighborhood gay. Whole city gay. He still holding maintaining.
Yep.
One person in your whole city. You in a city of 5 million people. You talking about, I know I'm going to be gay after a while. I might well start now. And I used to be in the last one. What was God going to do? The Lord let him sit right there that he executed judgment on Sodom and Gomorrah. And still had to maintain. Why he want to sit around talking, Lord, you don't want me to be gay. Get these other sisters out of him. I can't take these sisters around him. He removed no sisters. Them sisters stayed right there and Lot did until the day of judgment. Don't y'all know these people going to still be him?
Yep.
Till God come along and deliver us out of here and God execute judgment. It wasn't time to execute judgment. When he talked to Abraham, he told, I'm going to go down the sea.
Yep.
Him going down the sea, I'm going to execute judgment. Let me go see if the matter ruined me coming in and destroying the whole city. Y'all missed that though, don't you? God ain't finna move none of these people out the way. God ain't getting rid of no bosses on no job that run you crazy on your nerve. God ain't getting rid of no rotten neighbors. God gonna lead these people right where they at. In due time, in some situations it'll remove, but most of the time they gonna be there until judgment comes. When you get rid of that one, somebody else coming.
Yeah.
So you might want to get your mind out of all these other people that were at school, bully. God ain't moving them people out of the way. When you get rid of one, something else coming.
That's right.
I know you ain't fixing your mind. These people got to be here until the day of judgment.
Yep.
Out of judgment come, God gonna set everything right then.
That's right.
Whatever folks doing, wait the day of judgment. God gonna set it on. Wait to God. When the chief shepherd get back in, I tell my old man say years ago, he ain't gonna stand no straightening.
That's right.
Y'all can talk to me, try to straighten me out. When God get back here, he ain't gonna stand no straightening.
Yeah.
Joe, can any teach God not seeing he judged them that are high? Don't even make sense. Y'all know what they said. I know that man in the letter had never been taught. He was God.
That's right.
He ain't gonna teach God nothing.
That's right.
Pick me up the 9th chapter, book of Job, verse 1. I got that 2 Peter right quick, chapter 2. I'm going to get them out of here, though. Y'all all right tonight, good men? Amen. Y'all daddy back there working overtime. That's how we keep a Nigerian straight. Listen to the book.
Then Job answered and said,
Listen what he said.
I know it is so of a truth.
He said, I know for a fact that the truth. Tell me about it, son.
But how should man be just with God?
That's all I'm trying to ask. How man going to be right with God? Listen.
If he will contend with him,
if you want to sit around, you want to argue with God, listen.
He cannot answer him one of 1,000.
If God asks you 1,000 questions, you're a dumb and you couldn't answer one of them. Come on, son.
He is wise in heart.
He wise in heart.
And mighty in strength.
And mighty in strength.
Who hath hardened himself against him.
And did what?
Hath prospered.
Who we talking about right there, brother? Pharaoh. Give me somebody.
Pharaoh.
Pharaoh. He is exactly right. Who hardened himself against him and prospered? Said that hard. He told Moses when he's sitting down that he ain't going to let him go.
That's right.
Why would God sit him down and then you sit there, you say you don't walk in with all these signs, one and trick. Then the man said, no. You said, must not be no God. Before he sent him, he said, I told you before I sent you that he ain't going to let him go. I want you to already know. So you walk in, he watch all them signs of wonder and still don't hearken. What you think they're going to make you do? Going to sit there and say, look at God. I know what I would do if I seen a stick fall on the ground and turn to a snake, and a man grab by the tail and pick it back up. Black man stick your hand in here and pull it out, it turn white and stick it back in. I'm going to start considering. But when your heart hardened, when your eyes darkened and closed, you watch all that and still don't turn. Let me show you something right quick. 7th chapter of the book of, the 7th chapter of the book of Exodus. 7 and about 19, right quick. Exodus 7 and 19. Listen.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, say unto Aaron, take thy rod and stretch out thine hand upon the waters of Egypt, upon their streams, upon their rivers, and upon their ponds, and upon all their pools of water, that they may become blood.
Come on.
And that there may be blood throughout all the land of Egypt, both in vessels of wood and in vessels of stone.
Come on.
And Moses and Aaron did so as the Lord commanded, and he lifted up the rod and smote the waters that were in the river in the sight of Pharaoh and in the sight of his servants, and all the waters that were in the river were turned to blood.
Come on.
And the fish that was in the river died, and the river stank, and the Egyptians could not drink of the water of the river, and there was blood throughout all the land of Egypt.
Y'all hear that? They couldn't drink of the water, it was so stank. It was blood throughout all the land of Egypt. Listen.
And the magicians of Egypt did so with their enchantments, and Pharaoh's heart was hardened.
And what happened?
Neither did he hearken unto them as the Lord had said.
You sat there and watched all that blood throughout the whole place, whole city. Fishes dying. Can't even drink the water, it's so stinking. Don't bother me. It just is what it is. You know, we know people. Somebody know people like they see God working now. You don't even consider. You think, how you think their heart get hard? Y'all bosses that won't let y'all do stuff. Y'all sit around and don't even consider. Who y'all think harden these people heart? God harden their heart so he can take them down.
Yep.
These people sit around, they'll still go to the nightclub. Nothing but disaster. Obama come on television today. He telling folks, listen, he pushing that there'll be some urgency made concerning global warming. They're talking about how hot it's going to be this summer, the floods. He's pushing. He's pushing now saying something's got to be done. You know what he's trying to tell the people now? They're saying, they said, where the people messing up at? They said, this is not going to be something immediate. But little by little, you're going to gradually keep seeing a change. Global warming has become a state of emergency. But you know what that means? People don't consider. They ain't going to consider. Just like with him. It don't bother them. Look at liquor stores still open. People still partying. Strippers still stripping. Yep. Drug dealers still dealing drugs, and crackheads still smoking dope. Men still cheating on their wife. Folks still fornicating. People still lying. Still Sunday work. People still got idolatry going on. Yep. People still cheating and stealing and killing. Who you think hardened their heart? Yep. All this. What you think? It don't move people. It ain't supposed to move everybody, just his people. See, this is the time when we sit around and we looking at these people. Man, if I could be like them, they don't care. That ain't the way you want to be. God has purposely hardened these people hard so they don't see, they don't hear, lest they be converted. But he let us hear.
Amen.
He let us consider. Let me tell you something. Y'all have no idea how they're going to be this summer. Y'all have no idea how God finna vex these people with storms this summer. These stupid people don't send them a vacation relaxing, chilling and killing, riding and whole man, the hole's going to have on them 2 pieces. Nigga going to be walking around with the string in it behind, laying in the dirt, got his butt cheek throwing dirt all on the sand. Look like a seal. You in the butt cheek just throwing sand at the beach. Man, going to be a freakazoid. That's all these folks looking at. They ain't considering, though, while all that going on, God going to be talking.
Yep.
Amen.
God talking. Nobody don't hear it, but God people, we supposed to acknowledge.
Amen.
We got to acknowledge. We can't overindulge like these people. We can't do what these people do. These people going to do what they do. Like he told these folks going to continue. Even men seducers going to wax worse and worse. Yep. They're going to deceive, and they're going to be deceived. Yep. That's what they're going to do. But for us, he said, well, possible they will see the very elect. When y'all get deceived, I already know you ain't the very elect. They can't deceive us. We already know this stuff got to happen. Now, when y'all going to wake up and use y'all head and become conscious? Nobody harden their heart against y'all, doing stuff against y'all that God don't let them. So you can't fight against God. Let them do what they do. God word eventually it's going to take hold just like Pharaoh. He going to take them down. Isn't that right? God hardened them up just enough that they'll follow. They'll keep going. They'll keep pursuing. And after a while, then God take them down. Y'all all right? Man. Whatever you do, though, make sure it don't happen to you. Y'all hear me? That's good. I got to let them go. Thank you, Lord.